Hey everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I'm taking you with me to one of the biggest events I do as writer, called Fact Spring Edition. But before we get our geek on, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome to Quillscene. My name is Megan. If you like things that have to do with reading, with writing, with magic, with Marvel, with DC, with Harry Potter, with anything geeky really, then you're in the right place. Make sure to click on the magical subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell, because in that way you'll always get a notification whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, as I said, it's time for Fact Spring 2024, and the big question is, did I finally buy a lightsaber? As I already said, Facts is one of the biggest events I do as a writer. Even one of the biggest events we do with my writing group called the Schrijverscollectief, Het Schrijverscollectief. Why? Facts is hosted in Flanders Expo in Ghent. And it has a spring edition and a fall edition. We have been taking part in both editions for a few years now. But it's not only one of the biggest events that we do, it's also one of the most expensive events that we do. Because when it comes to like booth prices, and it's just for floor, you're thinking about numbers with 3 zeros before the comma. So yeah, it's always a bit of calculating and see if it's doable again for another year, because of course their prices keep going higher and higher every year. So every year we kind of have to make a balance of what did we invest in the event and how much did we earn back. So yeah, that's always a bit of an stressful moment. Also, the planning of Facts is also a bit stressful, because Facts itself is always 2 days on a weekend, but we like to set up on Friday, so we drive towards Ghent a day before. For us, that's usually an hour and a half drive, a bit longer if there's traffic. And the thing is that our booth has always been in Hall 4, which is basically the artist hall. It's also the place where they put like the actors that are invited to do their like photo shoots and their autographs. But we also have the company of the comic book artists, who have like this kind of island in the middle of the room. And then there is the booth of the Writers Collective. In the beginning, we had like a booth like right in the corner when you entered the hall. So if this was the gate where you entered Hall 4, you had like here a corner, and that's where our booth was originally. And then the next year they had switched us to the other side of so that we were in this corner, and there was like a stage for meet and greet characters from Studio 100. That is Studio 100. It's kind of like Disney, but the Belgian version very small. They have like popular kids shows, and the actors would do like an appearance and a meet and greet on that stage. Only problem was that when we were put in that corner was like way deeper into the hall. So a lot of people just walked by us, especially if you had like the queue for the meet and greet with the characters in that corner, plus when you would enter the hall, right here was like the queue line for the autographs and the photographs for the bigger actors. So it kind of like blocked us, so a lot of people didn't find us. So we were like, you can put us anywhere except in that corner, and then we were put in our original corner again. But this edition we find out through the grapevine, because we weren't aware made aware of it by the organization, that in the corner that kind of had become our corner, they were planning to do a new stage where they would do Q&As and panels and interviews and stuff like that. So that rose a question, where is our booth going to be? And eventually they said, yeah, it's going to be further into the hallway against the wall. We were like, okay, it's just, you know, we weren't happy that we, you know, found out through the grapevine that we weren't notified by the organization, but okay. Now we knew where we were going to be so that we could also communicate that through our social media and everything. Still, when we arrived, we found out that, so basically Flanders Expo is a big hall, and then you have like smaller hallways that each have like a gate to the outside so that you can, you know, drive in with cars and trucks and stuff like that, you know, to, yeah, pack up and deliver goods. The thing, however, was that when we arrived, we noticed that our booth was directly against the wall next to the gate. So if this was the gate, our booth started here. To start off, when we actually arrived, we noticed that there was a lot of garbage laying on the ground where our booth was supposed to be. So first off, on Friday, 10 a.m., I had to cross to the secretary to not only pick up our festival bands and our parking cards, but also to tell them, guys, there is like a huge pile of garbage, like cardboard and paper and plastic and God knows what, that's lying on the ground where we have to set up our booth. Can you send someone to clean it up? Because it's not our, you know, mess. It's not, we didn't make the mess. So first of all, we had to like wait in half an hour before we were allowed to, well, before someone came to clean up the garbage that was left there. Then we finally got this set up. We had taken also like tablecloths to put over our tables when we because we didn't set up our booth 100% already, because we knew if we do that, chances are high that when we come when we arrive on Saturday morning before the event, like 80% of it is laying on the ground. So we just set, you know, our tables, the tablecloths on the tables, and then like the hardware, like for example, I have a book standard to display my books. My mom has like these little wooden boxes and planks that she uses as a display for the potions. So we had to like the hardware and displays and stuff like that, not with the books and the potions and everything already in it. And that proved to be a good thing, because as predicted, after we left, the gate right next to our booth was left open for several more times, and that for long periods of time. And to make it even worse, if it was just a sunny day, no problem, but there was a lot of wind. So when we arrived on Saturday morning, a lot of the things that we had even put below the tables, underneath, you know, underneath the tables behind our stand, were like laying in the hall path of, you know, where the guests should, the visitors should walk. And it was obvious that a lot of our items that had, you know, left our booth were like kicked to the curb, well, kicked to the side. So yeah, that was not a fun way to start the event, but still. We made the most of it, but I did mention it later to our contact with the organization. But yeah, back to the positive and good stuff. Our booth, as usual, was my mom, who was part of the booth with our display potions. Then me with my books, Petra Doom with her fantasy books, and Dimitri Balcaen with his books, and then also Pen Stewart with her books. And then next to us, which is like kind of a well, it's actually part of our booth, but our booth is always in two sides. Because on the end side of our booth was Lucky Duckling, who is a meat shop from Brugge, or Bruges, with who we have a project called Meet and Read, and she basically has meat linked to our books. So the labels on her meat are also like linked to the covers of our books, which is really cool. As usual, well, normally Jelmer, who is Jelmer Palman behind Heroes on Paper, Helden op Papier, who is Petra's husband, usually is also part of our booth with his D&D content, because he makes his own D&D one-shot adventures in his own world that he created within D&D. But the dates of Fact Spring fell together with Roll Initiative Con, which is a big event in the Netherlands that is focused on Dungeons and Dragons. So of course he had to go there, but we missed him. But yeah, that's why Jelmer wasn't part of our booth. And as usual, Matthias Maho, who is usually part of the Righteous Collective and is usually part also of our booth. He was part of the booth of his publisher, Silverspoor, because that's the main deal you usually make with your publisher. If they are present at an event where you are also present as an author, you are actually you have to take part as an author in their booth and not have a booth of your own or hire a booth with others, like with Writers Collective. So that's why Matthias is always, when it comes to facts, part of Silverspoor. As usual, we also did some panels. I'm going too fast. So as I said, the setup was Friday the 5th of April at 10 a.m. But the actual event was Saturday and Sunday 6th and 7th of April. The event always started for the normal guests at 10 a.m. If you had VIP tickets, it's 9 a.m. And on Saturday it was till 7 p.m. and on Sunday it was till 5 p.m. As usual, we did some panels with the Writers Collective. On Saturday we did a panel called Small Readers, Big Adventures, which is basically about how to write for a younger audience. And it was Petra as moderator and then me, Dimitri and Pen as guests. And on Sunday it was how to write strong dialogues, so dialogues in story, which also had Petra as the moderator and then me, Matthias and Pen as guests. It was hosted at the new stage in Hall 4 in our old Kolme. The stage is called the Pen and Ink Palace. I must say it was quite an experience because we were used to host them in like the flex rooms, which are actual conference rooms where, you know, with a door that you can close and everything. While the Pen and Ink Palace is a stage within the commotion of the event, causing that it was really hard to understand each other while you were on stage, but also a lot of people that were in the audience said we barely could understand you, what you were saying. And to make matters worse, also the conga line of R2-D2 droids, well, Star Wars droids, that passes by like every hour or so, came by during one of our panels, and it was like, yeah, attention immediately gone, you know. So yeah, there was a lot of, it wasn't ideal in my opinion, but again, it was fun to do. that was kind of the vibe of Fact Spring. What else can I tell you? Well, for me it was also the first time that the story bundle that I introduced in the previous vlog, Verhalen uit de Drakenvleugel, Stories from the Dragon Wing, was part of my setup as, you know, books I could offer to the public. And it was yeah, fun to present them, because a lot of people, you know, came especially for that bundle. It got lots of love from the readers. It was also fun because I met up with a friend of mine that I met during my college adventure when I was still studying to become a teacher Dutch English. We were then, I think, only a few weeks classmates, and from then on we, you know, meet each other at FEX every time. And the thing was that Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie Munson in Stranger Things, and will also be playing the new Human Torch in the reboot of Fantastic Four, he was one of the actors that was, you know, invited to FEX. And you could, you know, buy tickets for an autograph, but also for a photograph moment. And I had looked into the photograph, but it was kind of expensive, in my opinion. So I was like, you know, okay, then no picture with Joseph Quinn. But then when I was talking to my friend Kim, she was like, I have a picture with Joseph Quinn, a ticket for it, and you're allowed to take a picture with 2 people per ticket. So, and since she had still missed some books of mine, so basically the funny thing was, it was kind of like meant to be, because the books that she missed were like exactly half the price of the photo booth ticket. So thanks to Kim, I have now a photo with her and Joseph Quinn. I'm not going to insert it here because, you know, I want to respect Kim's privacy. So I'm on the photo with Joseph Quinn, so that was fun. What was less fun was that after a very stressful and tiresome weekend, when we were packing up, the gate next to our boat malfunctioned. So when all the other gates opened, so that the vendors could drive with their trucks and cars inside to, you know, clean up and go home, we couldn't enter our hall with our cars. So that was a bit of a downer. It took 40 minutes, I think, for them to fix it. It eventually was like an glitch into the system. I don't know what it was. I was too tired to comprehend. But eventually they managed to get, yeah, the gate open, and we managed to get everything in our car and drive home. But yeah, now the question that has been keeping everyone in suspense, because as I said, we've been doing facts for quite a few editions now, and every edition I'm saying I want to buy me a lightsaber. And every time when I want to buy a lightsaber, my mom is like, no, that's not going to fit in the car anymore. So it was always an excuse that I couldn't buy a lightsaber. So the question is, did I buy a lightsaber? And I can tell you now, I did buy a lightsaber, finally. So I'm not going to be able to put it on, because just when I started filming, I realized, damn, I forgot to charge my lightsaber. But yeah, it is actually not a replica, because it's a custom lightsaber. It is one of the more expensive ones, because you have like the standard ones that are around 150 euros. I got one from 200 euros. Why did I get this one? Because with the standard ones, the light effects, like the lights itself, are in the handle, causing that when you push the button to put it on, the entire tube that forms like the actual lightsaber goes, you know, lights up in one time. In this one, the more expensive one, the actual lights of the entire mechanism are inside the tube. So when I put mine on and I like twist it, again, it's not going to work now because the batteries are empty, sadly. It actually starts with the light here and it goes to the top like an actual lightsaber. Like the effect, like when, you know, the lightsaber goes on with the sound effect. I love it so much. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with this one already because, and you'll probably see that in another vlog soon, I hope. I took this one already with me to an event that was behind Fact Spring. Because again, I'm filming this voiceover months after the event. And one of the events that is coming, the vlog is still coming, that was an event with a nocturne on the evening of May the 4th. So we had a lot of fun with lightsabers in the dark. But yeah, this was my big purchase because I said it was quite an expensive purchase. Next to that, my mom did some shopping too. She got me, because I'm a huge Stitch fan, she got me this micro block Stitch that I still have to put together. In the meantime, she also got me one of a Chinese dragon that I still have to put together. So yeah, she got me this. And then for herself, she... there are a few vendors at Facts that sell the Disney statues, like Jim Shores and stuff like that. And one of the vendors had like 50% off of everything. And my mom is a huge The Nightmare Before Christmas fan. So she saw two beautiful statues of Jack and Sally, both in the 50% sale. So basically she got two... well, she got the pair for the price of basically one. So it is, if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of like the costume. Yeah, I don't know which collection it is, but it's like Jack in his beautiful vampire cloaky, yeah, setup, get up, whatever. So he is bowing. And then you have... make sure that I don't break them because then my mom will kill me. And then we have gorgeous Sally in her beautiful dress. Very glamorous. I love that they did like the poofy ball gown, but then with her like dress, you know, pattern. She has like a little gem right here. I don't know if you can see it. And basically you have to put them together so that he can... no, I have to be very careful so that he can bow and she can look at him. So yeah, that's what my mom bought. She was very happy with these. And then there was also a booth that sold... they're called ugly cookies, and they're basically Vietnamese cookies, and they're like these big doughy cookies with different flavors, because I was still looking for something to buy my brother as a gift. When it comes to my brother, something sweet and something for his stomach is always good. So I bought him some ugly cookies. I think I got him 3 and got a one for free. And yeah, those I can't show you because, as I said, filming this a few months later, but even if I was filming this a day after the event, even by then the cookies would have been gone. So yeah, but he liked them, so I have to buy them again, like in the fall edition. Speaking about the fall edition, because again, since this is a few months after the actual event, I can already tell you some insiders information for Facts Fall. By now, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, the organization actually contacted me and said that they were planning to make a books and comics corner in the main hall, and they were wondering if we with Writers Collective were interested to also take part as a vendor in, you know, that corner. So we're giving that a chance. I'm very curious what they're planning to do. I know that I think it's called American Book Center. They also had a booth at Facts for a few editions now. They would also already be part of it, and I think one of the comic vendors too. So yeah, we'll see what that's going to give. But yeah, I'm very, very curious to see the evolution of Facts and if we're still be able to afford it. But as I said, I have my lightsaber now, so yeah. Spring was a good addition. Let's hope for Facts the same. And with that, we're at the end of this video, probably a very long video. Also, a little disclaimer, normally I upload the panels for the Dutch-speaking viewers separately. Thing is, because we were now in the Pen and Ink Palace in the commotion, you know, of the event, I don't know yet how the sound is on my camera. So I'm going to check. Can't promise anything, but if the sound is okay-ish, I will still upload them after this video. If not, then sadly I won't be able to provide the entire panels. But yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. All that's left then to say is thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up or a comment down below. I love your feedback, and that's also how my channel keeps growing, so please do that. And hopefully I see you guys soon for another bookish, magical, probably on the go video. Bye!